Hello and welcome to what will be episode 3 of the Alfology2 podcast. It is currently 4:56 a.m. on a Tuesday morning and I can't sleep, so this is what I'm doing. So far on the podcast, we've discussed why the alphabet's in the wrong order and where Scotch eggs came from. So I think it's only natural for us to move on to the next logical topic, which is why pandas should be allowed to die out. First of all, just like to make it clear, I'm not saying we should kill the pandas. Let them be, let them crack on. Feed them if necessary, let the current pandas crack on with what they want to be doing, which is apparently not very much. What I'm saying is that we should cease our efforts to keep the pandas going. At the moment, there's a lot of funding, a lot of man hours going into making sure that pandas fuck each other and therefore create more pandas and survive. However, really, there doesn't appear to be a lot of willingness from the side of the pandas, which does make the issue slightly difficult. Anyone who knows me or has spoken to me or follows me on Twitter or has met me in a pub will know that I feel pretty strongly about this. So let's go through the reasons why we should say, fuck pandas, move on to something else. In fact, fuck pandas is probably a good way to start because that is exactly what they're not willing to do. Lots of efforts have been made by conservationists and scientists to work out why pandas won't fuck each other, or to even try and make them do it. I think essentially they only ovulate, females only ovulate once a year, and then you've also, the male's got to be up for it at that time, and really the male's only up for it once every 3 years, and it doesn't really coincide, so you've got to have a lot of things going for you to create a panda baby, and then obviously even if they do go for it and have it off when the woman is ovulating and he does end up, blowing his beans up a panda muff, then it still might not catch. With any pregnancy, it's not necessarily as easy as all that. He could be impotent, couldn't he? So that it really is a poor start. Lack of creating new pandas, lack of willingness to create new pandas from the current pandas is a real issue. And really, if you do create more pandas from the current pandas, then the next generation of pandas is going to be the same. It's all the same, isn't it? It's just going to carry on doing that. So we're just going to be artificially spunking in women pandas to keep the thing going for as long as possible. When really, it's just let them go with some dignity. Right. So we'll move on to why they are bad bears. Obviously, they are bears. I think I'm no biologist, but they are, I believe, called panda bears or giant panda bears. They used to eat meat thousands of years ago, and they decided that they wanted to stop eating meat. I don't know why they did that, potentially due to the fact that bamboo is quite easy to catch. You don't have to catch your prey anymore. Bamboo's just sitting there going, yeah, all right. And they'll just catch that rather than having to hunt down, I don't know, mice or whatever they used to eat. So we have the first issue that, they're probably the only bears in the world which are vegan, which is an interesting strategy. The bamboo that they eat, they only will eat, I think, like one specific type of bamboo. I'm sure somebody will probably correct me if I'm wrong there. So they won't eat any old bamboo. It has to be their particular type. So if you can't just say, oh, well, some bamboo there, mate, have some of that, they're like, no. If they're like, I guess, the celiacs, you can't just say, well, here's some bread if you're hungry. No, that'll fucking kill me, you twat. But really, there's very little nutritional value in this bamboo that they do eat, which means they can't hibernate as other bears do, which fucks with their whole life cycle, which again makes things much more difficult for them to live in the wild in their natural habitat. Slight issue, and it's, I guess, our fault. We'll have to hold our hands up, human race. We have destroyed a lot of their habitat. We've destroyed a lot where the bamboo would grow, where they would live. So there's not really anywhere for them to go, even if we do keep them alive, unless we recreate their habitat. But I think, realistically, the Chinese government aren't going to be super keen on doing that. Next thing is, they are black and white. They're not exactly going to be catching stuff in the wild, are they? That's probably actually, rather than laziness, why they went vegan. Because they think, fuck's sake, man. Black and white bear, live in a green forest. Every single time I go and catch something, it fucking spots me a mile out. They go, oh yeah, there's that fucking huge black and white bear that ate my mate. I'm going to piss off now. So as soon as they went to go and catch anything, it ran away because they saw this fucking huge black and white bear. But, obviously bamboo doesn't behave that way. It just sits there and takes it. which is, I guess, a failure of evolution, isn't it? That they've evolved to look like. What process happened for the pandas to evolve to look like that? The black eyes and then the white head, but then like a black body. I don't even know how pandas look actually, but they're all black and white, aren't they? Which is weird. Which actually leads me to a little bit of a conspiracy theory that pandas don't actually exist. They are in fact just men in suits, and the whole panda thing has been designed to make you donate to conservation efforts. So you give money to the WWF, not the Wrestling Federation. You give the money to them and they disperse it to other animals, which actually, if that's what they are doing, if pandas don't exist and they are men in suits, and we're all giving our money to save the pandas and they're redistributing it to animals that actually need it and could survive, it's not a bad idea. I'm actually pretty on board with that conspiracy. So if the WWF were to come out and admit that they'd made pandas up, then I would give my money. However, if that isn't the case and they are actual animals, which to be honest, not very likely, then it's not great. Not a great state of affairs, really, that loads of people are giving money to saving the pandas. The pandas are the face, really, of conservation efforts, aren't they? You look at the WWF sign, I think it's a panda eating some malnutrition bamboo on the front. So we give all this money to them to save these fucking black and white vegetarian bears who won't sleep with each other. And I guess the only reason we do that is because pandas are frigging cute, which they are. Everyone knows they're cute. You see the videos and they go on the slides. So, isn't that panda just adorable? Yeah, that little toddler in a suit running around there. Isn't it adorable? And the answer is yes, it is adorable. But that doesn't mean that they're worthy. You wouldn't feel so good about them donating loads of money to saving a certain type of termite, would you? Because termites aren't cute; they're fucking annoying. But I think that's why they do it. They say, "Look at these cute bears. Give us money, and we'll save the bears." And actually, they probably haven't saved the bears. They've failed, and you've all given your money to it. When there's probably other species that that deserved it, that we could have saved, and we haven't. So ultimately, global wildlife would be better if we just admitted that pandas were a lost cause. Let's bit of palliative care. We'll just see it out. Look after the current pandas we've got. If they want to procreate, then they go ahead and procreate. We'll just dwindle the numbers down until they're all gone. It's dignified. Everyone's happy enough. The current species which could be saved are saved. Yeah, we could still put a little bit of budget towards saving pandas, but I think it's probably disproportionate. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Fuck pandas and everything that they stand for. And if you do want to give money, don't give money towards pandas. Give money towards saving other animals, which I'm sure are out there. So that's pretty much all for me for today. Quick 8.5-minute rant on why we should let perfectly innocent animals die. I hope you enjoyed, and do feel free to subscribe and comment and call me a dick and all that sort of stuff. And yes, thank you very much.